Okay, so we have a Chevrolet. We're going to pick the software. It's always the one. We're going to hit the OK button. Talking to Bluetooth to the dongle that's in the diagnostic connector. Okay, now you have a couple choices here. You have automatically search, which is going to go and try to reach the VIN, or you can build it by the model, the VIN number, or we do medium duty truck. So don't ever waste your time with the VIN. Always either build it or do an automatic search. So we'll do an automatic search. Yes. Turn the ignition on. It is. Okay, so you can see the VIN. Say yes. Now here, we don't ever want to hit health report. Okay, that'll take us forever. System scan will scan every single module inside the vehicle. So let's pick system selection. And now it's going to ask us, does it have an air pump or not? Right? So I don't know if you remember what we talked about in the class, how we can tell if a vehicle, the emission systems that are on that catalyst label. So if we look over here, all right, we see that it has, wait, gotta get my glasses off. I don't know if it's clear for you or not, but you'll see that under the word catalyst, it says SFI, sequential fuel injection. It says EGR, exhaust gas recirculation. It says HO2S, which is heated oxygen sensors. It says TWC, which is three-way catalytic converter, and it's got AIR, which is air injection reaction, which is indeed an air pump. So we will say yes. Okay, we have to check to see if it's got manual or automatic air conditioning. And it is automatic. All right, we want the computer for the car, which is PCM. Now we have some options. We can find out the information about the computer itself. We could read the fault codes. We can clear the fault codes. We can read the data. We can operate things that the computer controls with the actuation tests. We have special features, special functions, which lets us do all kinds of relearning and things like that. And IM information, which is down below here, is for whether a car is ready for inspection or not. That's inspection maintenance. So on your lab, first of all, you're going to need some data. Right? And if we look here, we can see that you're looking for the engine speed, RPM, the loop status. And the loop status is how warm a vehicle is when you start it up. Right? You'll start the car up, it'll be ice cold. We have a device called an oxygen sensor. That oxygen sensor is not warmed up yet, so you are in what's called open loop. It's running the car on the sensors that are reporting, and it waits for that oxygen sensor to warm up. Once it warms up, you go into what's called closed loop, and now the computer's paying attention to that oxygen sensor. Right? So you're going to find the loop status. You're going to find the oxygen sensor voltage. You're going to find the coolant temperature. You're going to find the intake air temperature. You're going to find the fuel injector pulse width. Right? That's the control of the fuel injectors, how they're pulsing. You're going to find spark advance. And that's the timing that the engine's being run on. That's the timing that the spark plugs are being fired at. You're going to find the battery voltage. You're going to find the throttle positioning sensor. You're going to find the MAP sensor or the mass airflow sensor and a couple other things. You're going to find them at idle and at 2,000 RPMs. Okay? So, we're going to go into PCM. We're going to read data stream. We want engine data. And now you're going to see that engine data is separated by groups. Engine, air, exhaust gas recirculation valve. These are different systems, and it picks out the data that's pertinent to that. These are called, the data you're going to see are called PIDs. So it has PIDs that are related to those particular topics. Right, so now here you have all of your choices of all the different things that are in the car. So it wants engine speed. They were in alphabetical order. So here is engine speed. It wants oxygen sensors, so we're going to look, they're heated oxygen sensors, so they're usually under H. There's sensor 1, sensor 2. Coolant temperature, which is engine coolant temperature. Intake air temperature, so that's the air coming into the engine, right there. Injector pulse width, well, there's injector PWM, that's pulse width modulation. We want that. We want spark advance, that's going to be labeled as spark. We want battery voltage. Ignition 1 is battery voltage. That's the ignition switch, right? So that's ignition 1 signal. So we take that one. And then we have MAP sensor, which is right there. And notice there's 2 for MAP sensor. And there's mass airflow sensor. Okay, so that's all your stuff. So we'll say OK. And now we have all of our values. And we swipe this way. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to start the car up. Right, now you can see your values changing all depending on what you got. And what you're going to do is you're going to get this data at idle and then at 2,000 RPMs. So you're going to have your partner race the engine up to 2,000. All right, you're going to hold that, and then you're going to record those values, right? So that's how you would do this with the Maximus. Now, if we want to go back, I'm going to shut the car off. Right? This little arrow on the bottom here lets you go back. And we're going to go back again. We're going to go back again. And now we can read codes. So here's read fault codes. DTC display will give it to you. And there's our 3 codes that are present. right? Now if we go back, we hit that little back U again. Go back again. Now we can clear the fault codes. Are you sure you want to clear? Yes. And now the codes are gone. Okay? Now you have two different things. You have, if you look here, you have history versus current, right? History codes are codes that are there, but the problem went away. Current codes are presently there. How do you know the difference? Well, you write down the codes that are there, then go back and look at them again. All right, so there's two codes that came straight back. So that means the other codes were history, and this one is current. And you'll indicate them. Okay, so that's using the Maximus.